Hey everyone! Today we're going to dive into a really beautiful old story, a parable that has this surprisingly powerful lesson for us today. It's all about this idea that maybe, just maybe, our biggest flaws are actually our greatest strengths.
So, I want to kick things off with a question for you to think about. What if all those little imperfections, the things you wish you could change about yourself, what if those are the very things that make you beautiful and strong? It's a pretty wild thought, right? Well, let's explore it.
Okay, so our story kicks off in ancient India. Picture this. There's an old water bear, and his job every single day is to carry two big pots hanging from a pole across his shoulders. He walks from a stream all the way to his master's house to deliver water.
Now here's the thing. One of these pots was absolutely perfect. It never lost a drop, always delivered a full portion of water, and you could just feel its pride. But the other pot, well, it had a long crack running down its side, so every time they made that long walk, it would leak, and by the time they got to the master's house, it was only half full. And it felt terrible about it, just completely ashamed of this flaw.
And this went on for 2 whole years, day in, day out. Can you even imagine that? For 2 years, this poor pot felt like a complete failure, always comparing itself to the perfect pot. That shame just kept building and building, until finally, one day, it just couldn't take it anymore. It had to speak up.
So you really have to understand, from the pot's point of view, this wasn't just some little crack. Oh no, this was everything. It was a huge, defining failure that overshadowed its whole existence.
It turned to the water bearer and just poured its heart out, saying something like, "I'm so ashamed of myself. I have to apologize. Because of this crack, I only ever deliver half my load." It was totally convinced it was failing its owner every single day.
I mean, that inner monologue was just brutal, wasn't it? I'm a failure. This flaw makes me weak. I'm not doing what I was made to do. It's a feeling I think we can all relate to, right? That little voice in your head that just loves to point out everything you think is wrong with you.
But the water bearer, he didn't get mad. He wasn't disappointed. He was just compassionate. And what he said next completely changes everything. This is the real turning point of the whole tale.
You see, where the pot saw a flaw, the water bearer saw an opportunity. He saw something else entirely, and he just said to the pot really gently, "On our way back, I just want you to do one thing. Notice the beautiful flowers along the path."
And so, on the walk back, the cracked pot actually looked. And for the first time, it really saw them. These beautiful wildflowers on its side of the path, with the sun warming them. It had never noticed before. And yeah, it was a nice sight, for sure. But it didn't really change anything for the pot. It still felt like a failure because at the end of the path, guess what? It was still half empty. So it apologized again. But that's when the water bearer finally revealed the big secret.
The water bearer just smiled and said, "Did you happen to notice that the flowers only grow on your side of the path, not on the other pot's side?" He went on, "I've always known about your crack. In fact, I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side, and every single day, without even knowing it, you've been watering them. Wow, the crack wasn't a flaw at all. It was a feature. It was a tool for creating beauty." And that right there is the heart of the story. It's about looking past what we think our purpose is and seeing the incredible, hidden value in the things we call flaws. So let's bring this home. What are our cracks? Well, there are quirks, right? The things we think are weaknesses. All those parts of ourselves that we sometimes wish we could just, fix or change.
And of course, if we have cracks, that means we also have the potential for flowers. The flowers are all the amazing, unexpected things that can grow because of those flaws. Think about it. The deep empathy you have because you've struggled. The unique creativity that comes from thinking differently. The incredible bonds you form when you're brave enough to be vulnerable. Okay, so this is a beautiful idea, but how do we actually put it into practice? How can we start to see the flowers that are growing from our own cracks?
Well, here's a simple little process you can try. First, just acknowledge one of your perceived flaws, but without all the usual judgment. Just let it be. Second, ask yourself, is this thing really 100% bad? Is there no upside at all? And then third, actively look for the hidden benefit. Seriously, search for it. Has this flaw maybe made you more resilient or more compassionate? Has it opened up a door for you that you never even expected?
I mean, just think about that transformation for a second. The crack didn't just change what the pot did.
It changed what the pot was. Without that crack, it was just a bucket for water. But with the crack, it became a gardener. Its imperfection literally became its purpose. You could even call it its superpower.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Every single one of us is a cracked pot, and it's our unique mix of cracks and strengths that lets us bring something to the world that no one else can. So maybe the goal isn't to fix our cracks. Maybe the real goal is to just start noticing all the beautiful flowers that we're already growing because of them.